My dear child, I am so grateful that you opened this message because I needed you. Yes, I needed you. It might sound impossible to believe, but it is the absolute truth. You, with your sensitive heart and the struggles that only a few can truly understand, were able to hear my voice cutting through all the noise of this chaotic world. So many people passed by without stopping. So many chose to ignore what they heard. But you didn't. You paused. You listened. You responded. That is why I am telling you now, with a love that knows no boundaries and asks for nothing in return, you are the one I have chosen. It was not random chance that brought you to this moment. It was not some cosmic accident that you are here right now, reading these very words. It was my hand guiding you. It was my spirit calling out to you. It was my love drawing you close because I want to speak directly into your life. I need to speak with you, not because I lack anything, but because in my perfect and eternal plan, I have placed something extraordinary inside of you. There is a truth I want you to discover, something that will completely transform the way you see yourself, the way you understand your journey, and the way you move forward from this day. So please, I am asking you to pay close attention. Do not let distractions pull you away from this moment. Do not treat this lightly or dismiss it as just another message that will fade from your memory. This is not ordinary. This is my heart reaching out to touch yours directly. If you are still with me, if these words are resonating in your heart, I would love for you to leave a comment below. Just a simple amen or number to let me know you are here and you are listening. Your engagement means more than you know. It will serve as a declaration to heaven, and your agreement will align with my plans for the next chapter of your life. I needed you because I have witnessed everything you have been through in the hidden places of your life. I have been present in every moment when no one else was there to see. I watched you lying in bed at night with a heart so heavy you could barely breathe, holding thoughts and feelings you could not share with a single soul. I saw you putting on a brave face for the people around you, smiling when you needed to smile, speaking when you needed to speak, all while inside you felt like you were breaking into 1,000 pieces. I saw how you stood tall on the outside, projecting strength and confidence, while your heart trembled with uncertainty and fear on the inside. Do not think for one moment that your tears went unnoticed. Every single tear that fell from your eyes was counted. Every quiet sob in the darkness was heard. Every sleepless night when you stared at the ceiling wondering if tomorrow would be any different. I was there marking each moment in my eternal memory. For days that turned into weeks, and weeks that turned into months, and months that turned into years, I have been watching your silent battles. I saw how you fought when no one knew there was even a war going on. How you carried guilt and shame that did not belong to you but somehow found its way onto your shoulders. How you endured words that cut deeper than any physical wound could ever reach. How you faced rejection after rejection, each one leaving a mark on your soul that you tried desperately to hide. Yet through all of this you did not walk away. You did not turn to the empty promises of this world for comfort. Even in your moments of deepest confusion, even when doubt seemed to cloud everything, you kept searching. Even if all you were looking for was just one small sign, one whispered word of hope, one tiny glimpse that someone somewhere understood what you were going through. I saw you walking through valleys so dark you could barely see your own hand in front of your face, through seasons when everything seemed to lose its color and meaning. You moved forward with a heart full of questions that had no easy answers. Why is this happening to me? How much longer can I possibly endure this? Is there anyone in this vast universe who truly sees me for who I am, who really understands the depth of what I am feeling? And though those questions filled your mind day after day, you kept putting one foot in front of the other. You may not realize this, but that quiet perseverance, that stubborn refusal to completely give up even when giving up seemed like the most logical choice, was an act of worship to me. It was faith in its purest form. The kind of faith that does not need proof or evidence to keep believing. The kind of faith that remains alive even when it feels weak and fragile. I also saw those moments when you stopped completely, so exhausted that you had nothing left to give, questioning whether anything you were doing had any real meaning or purpose. You asked yourself if there was a reason behind all the pain you were enduring. You wondered if anyone in heaven was paying attention to your sacrifices, if anyone truly cared about the weight you were carrying. And I want you to know with absolute certainty that I was there. I have always been there. Every single time you felt invisible and forgotten, I was there watching over you with tenderness that never wavers, with compassion that never runs dry, and with a love that never sleeps or grows tired. At times, I allowed silence to surround you, not because I wanted to hurt you or punish you, but because in that silence you were learning something invaluable. You were learning to depend completely on me, to understand deep in your soul that I am enough when everything else crumbles and fails. I needed you because your story is not meant to end in pain and suffering. It is not just about the hardships you have faced. Within your story, buried like a seed in dark soil, is a purpose that reaches into eternity. There is profound meaning woven into every tear you have cried. There is a divine plan hidden within the process you are walking through right now. And I want you to know with complete confidence that none of it has been wasted. Not one single moment has been meaningless. Not one hurt will go unused. Every experience you have had, every lesson you have learned, every scar you carry will be used to fulfill the destiny I have prepared, specifically for you. And that destiny is not small or insignificant because you are not small or insignificant. There is a light burning inside of you, a light that you are only beginning to recognize and understand. That light is not fragile or temporary. Even though you may feel weak and inadequate at times, it is a reflection of my presence dwelling within you. It is living proof that I am actively working in your life, even when you cannot see any evidence of it with your natural eyes. Now is the time for you to embrace this truth without fear holding you back, without hesitation stopping you. Do not allow sadness and disappointment to extinguish the flame I have ignited within your spirit. Do not let doubt steal away the promises I have spoken over your life. The light I have placed inside you is powerful and enduring. It is not meant only for your benefit. It is meant to reach out and touch the lives of countless others who are walking in darkness. Many people will be impacted by what you are going through right now. But first, you need to believe with your whole heart that your life has meaning and value. You are not a mistake that somehow slipped through the cracks. You are not forgotten or overlooked. You are an essential part of my eternal plan that has been unfolding since before time began. That is why I am speaking to you with such urgency and passion, because I do not want you to spend another day questioning your worth or doubting your purpose. Stay with me right now in this moment. Do not ignore these words or brush them aside. This is not just another message that will get lost in the endless stream of content you consume every day. This is your opportunity, and it may not present itself again in quite the same way. Do not close your heart to what I am saying. Let me continue speaking directly into your life, because what comes next is a message crafted specifically for you. My child, yes you, the one reading these words with a heart that trembles and eyes that may be filled with tears you do not always understand. I want you to know that I am watching you, not from some distant place far removed from your reality, not with cold indifference or casual interest, but with tenderness that is beyond description, with attention that never wavers for even a moment, and with a love that never grows weary or fades. Every tear that falls from your eyes, I catch it in my hands and treasure it. Each one is precious to me and holds meaning. There is no pain you experience that escapes my notice. There is no sigh that rises from your soul that does not reach my throne. I know your silence, that heavy quiet that settles over you when words fail. I know your sleepless nights when your mind races and your heart aches. I know how your spirit cries out even when your voice makes no sound, wondering if anyone is truly listening. You have known loneliness in its deepest form, that crushing feeling when it seems like the entire world has moved on without you, when your voice gets drowned out by all the noise and chaos around you. But let me tell you something that is true and will never change. I have been with you every single second of every single day. I am here now, fully present, fully engaged, listening to every word you speak and every thought you think. I am answering you with words that penetrate deeper than any human voice could ever reach. All your pain, all your sorrow are thoroughly seen by me. Every drop of blood, sweat, and tears are collected by me, and they will not gone to waste in my presence. They have been accumulated to transform into blessings so bountiful that once received you will forget all the suffering you have endured to this point. In reality, you can even speed up this process by offering your helping hand in heaven's procedure. Each act of engagement with this message will help, but super thanks will contribute tremendously in building the fortress of light that guides all lost soul to their intended destination. Every contribution counts and is greatly appreciated, my precious child. The world may have turned its back on you. People may have disappointed you and let you down. You may have felt invisible, as if you were walking through life as a ghost that no one could see or acknowledge. But I have never turned away from you, and I never will, because you belong to me. You are my child, not because of anything you have accomplished or achieved, not because you have somehow earned it through your good behavior or moral perfection, but simply because I created you with my own hands. I formed you with a purpose that is far greater and more significant than you can possibly comprehend right now. When I breathed life into you, it was not an accident or a random occurrence. I did it with clear intention, with a specific vision in mind, with love overflowing. Your life is not a cosmic mistake or a random collection of meaningless moments. Every single day you have lived has been filled with meaning and purpose. Every step you have taken, including the ones you thought were wrong turns and dead ends, I have used to guide you back to me and forward into your destiny. I have seen those moments when you doubted yourself so deeply you could barely function, when your own thoughts turned against you like enemies, when you questioned whether you were good enough, smart enough, strong enough, whether anything you were doing even mattered in the grand scheme of things. I heard your quiet prayers, those desperate whispers in the darkness when you asked, "Is this worth it? Am I worth it?" And now I am answering you with all the authority and power of heaven behind my words. Yes, it is worth it. You are worth it. You cannot even begin to imagine how many times you have brought me joy simply by continuing to move forward when every part of you wanted to give up and quit. You do not realize the profound impact of your kindness, your small acts of love, your words of encouragement spoken to others, every kind word that has left your lips, every time you chose to forgive when it would have been easier to hold a grudge, every hand you extended to help someone without expecting anything in return. These are eternal seeds that I have planted in the world through you. Even though you cannot see the fruit they are producing right now, even though you think your impact is small and insignificant, I see it all with perfect clarity. I multiply what you give and use it in ways you cannot imagine. You are building something far bigger than your eyes can perceive. You are constructing a kingdom of light, and you are not doing it alone. I move through you in your small, seemingly insignificant acts. I touch hearts and change lives through the way you live. Many people will find hope because of you. Many will feel comfort in their darkest hours. Many will experience my love in tangible ways. You may not know their names or see their faces, but I have called you my child not only because you are mine, but because you are stronger than you give yourself credit for. The world has tried to break you down and destroy you, but it has not succeeded. Your heart, though it bears scars from battles you have fought, remains unshaken at its core. Your spirit, though weary and tired, still stands strong. There is divine courage flowing through you, a heavenly strength that does not come from human pride or self-reliance, but from my spirit living inside you. It is a courage that rises up even when everything around you is collapsing. A courage that honors me because it refuses to surrender even when surrender seems like the only option. I will never give you more than you can handle with my help. Instead, I will give you exactly the strength you need to endure whatever comes your way. I never promised you a life free from storms and struggles, but I did promise that I would be with you through every single one. That promise still stands today and will stand forever. I will carry you through the storms when you cannot walk. I will guide you when you have no idea which direction to turn. I will hold you up when your strength is completely gone. When everything around you seems dark and hopeless, I will be your light shining in the darkness. Because on the other side of pain and suffering, there is beauty waiting. Beauty that only I can create from ashes and ruins. Beauty that will serve as a powerful testimony for many others who need to see that transformation is possible. I need you to understand something at the deepest level of your being. Listen closely and let this truth sink into every part of your heart. You have been completely forgiven. It does not matter how many times you have failed or fallen short. It does not matter how many mistakes you have made, or how many times you have stumbled and lost your way. Every single time you turned away from me, I was patiently waiting with open arms for you to come back. I never rejected you or pushed you away. I never stopped loving you for even a fraction of a second. I do not keep a record of your mistakes and failures. Instead, I keep track of your faith, of every genuine effort you make, of every time you try to return to me. I am not looking for perfection or flawless performance. I am looking for hearts that are willing and open, and yours is one of them. That is exactly why I am speaking to you right now in this moment, because I know you are listening with your whole heart. You are loved in ways that go beyond human understanding, loved not for what you do or accomplish, but for who you are at your core, simply because you exist and you are mine. Your very existence is a miracle that should never be taken for granted. I dreamed of you before time even began, before the foundations of the earth were laid. I chose you specifically for this exact time in history, for this precise place, with this unique heart and personality. You are here with an eternal purpose woven into your DNA, and I will not rest until you see it fulfilled in your lifetime. Even before time existed as a concept, you were already present in my thoughts and plans. Every part of you, from the most obvious traits everyone can see to the deepest characteristics hidden in your soul, was designed and created with specific purpose and intention. Nothing about you is a mistake or an accident. No part of you, no experience you have had, no emotion you have felt is beyond my knowledge or outside my plan. I took great delight in creating you exactly as you are. I gave you a heart that can feel deeply and profoundly, that can love with intensity, that can endure even when you feel weak and fragile. I know that sometimes you feel like you give so much of yourself and receive so little in return, like you pour out peace and understanding and love, only to watch it disappear without leaving any visible mark. I know there are days when the invisible burdens you carry feel heavier than any physical weight could ever be. When your soul becomes worn down by the constant struggle, when the questions multiply faster than the answers arrive, there are times when your thoughts become overwhelming and oppressive, and hope seems to vanish behind a wall of fatigue and silence. But I want you to remember and hold on to this truth with everything in you. Nothing, absolutely nothing you do out of genuine love goes unnoticed or unrecorded. Everything you do echoes throughout eternity and creates ripples that spread far beyond what you can see. I have been with you in those moments when no one else was present, when you isolated yourself from the world because you felt like everything was falling apart around you. I was there, closer than your own breath, when you tried to be strong and put together for everyone else while hiding your own pain and struggle. I held your soul steady with my unwavering faithfulness. You understand in a profound way what it means to keep moving forward when you have no strength left in your body or soul, to continue taking steps despite pain that cannot be fully explained or articulated, pain that settles deep in your chest even when everything else appears calm on the surface. You have experienced betrayal that cut you to the core, abandonment that left you feeling utterly alone, words spoken against you that hurt more deeply than any physical wound ever could. Yet through all of this you have continued to love others. You have chosen to forgive even when forgiveness seemed impossible. You have moved forward without seeking revenge or letting bitterness take root in your heart. This decision to keep loving even when it hurts is a direct reflection of my nature living within you. Every time you chose good over evil, every moment you acted with compassion instead of harshness, every instance when you extended grace instead of judgment, you became a vessel through which my light could shine into this dark world. You have not been forgotten or abandoned. You never were, not even for a moment, even though there were seasons when you felt like everything had come to a complete standstill, when heaven seemed silent and distant. My hand was still actively working behind the scenes. I was at work in the unseen places of your life. I was shaping your character in the hidden crucible of struggle. I was strengthening your faith through the very trials that threatened to destroy it. I was healing wounds that no human eye could see and no human hand could touch. Every hardship you have walked through carries a purpose that extends far beyond the present moment. Nothing you have experienced has been wasted or meaningless. Everything will be redeemed and made right in my perfect timing. There are things you do not yet understand about your journey, choices I have made that do not make sense from your limited perspective, paths that seem to close without any explanation just when you thought you were heading in the right direction. But in every one of those detours and interruptions, in every unexpected turn, I was preparing you for something greater than you could imagine. This is the moment I want you to stop looking at your past through the lens of shame and regret. You are not defined by your failures or your falls. Every time you stumbled and thought you could not possibly go on, I was right there offering my hand to help you up. I never pulled away in disgust when you failed. I never grew tired or impatient with your doubts and questions. I never withdrew my love when you felt completely unworthy of it. My faithfulness to you does not rely on your perfection or your performance. It is as steady and unchanging as the mountains, as eternal as the stars in the sky. Today, in this very moment, I am speaking to you not to condemn or criticize you, but to remind you of who you truly are and how much you genuinely matter in the grand story I am writing. You have been fully and completely forgiven with no conditions attached. There is no stain so deep or dark that it has not been washed away by my grace. There is no shadow so thick that my light cannot penetrate it and drive it out. You are not wandering aimlessly through life without direction or purpose. You are held securely in my hands, and in my hands everything has meaning and significance. I am not simply leading you from one place to another to change your external circumstances. I am fundamentally transforming what exists inside of you, in the deepest parts of your being, because it is not ultimately what you face in life that shapes and defines you, but how you choose to face it. And you have faced tremendous challenges with grace and dignity, even when everything around you was screaming at you to quit and give up. That quiet, steady choice you have made again and again is already bearing fruit and producing results. Even if you cannot see the harvest yet with your natural eyes, trust me when I tell you it is coming. You are stronger than you know, more loved than you can imagine, and more important to my plan than you could ever comprehend. Keep going, keep believing, keep trusting, because I am with you every step of the way, and I will never leave you or forsake you, my beloved child.